Well, I guess it had to happen eventually, man. I guess it had to happen eventually, man. Listen, man, I understood that we were not going to go 16 and 0. I had a feeling we were going to lose a game eventually, I gave Washington their respect, I wasn't sleeping on Washington, but Washington won. Good game on Washington's part. The Steelers, I feel like we needed this loss. The Steelers needed this loss. The Steelers needed this loss so they can kind of get a reality check, okay? And you can't expect to win games where you have wide receivers dropping passes left and right. Like the Steelers needed to lose this game, okay? They needed a reality check, man. So I'm about to call my guy Juan Gotti. I promise I'll call him regardless if the Steelers won or lost. I'm about to give my guy a call right now, man. Have him on FaceTime, on the screen. Here we go. Juan Gotti, man, what's going on, man?
Come on, man. I told you. Did I not call it? I told you it was going to happen, man. I told you. You let us hang around. We're gonna win this game. This game, man. I'm telling you. I told you we were going to win this game. Everybody was looking at me like I'm crazy. I called it.
Man. Crazy, man. Crazy, man.
I called it. You guys held Terry McLaurin to win this game. Cam Sims, J.D. McKissick, Logan Thomas, and you.
I mean, let's not act like our best corner ain't get injured now. Let's not act like Joe Hayden ain't missed the most important drive of the game. Fair and square. The Steelers needed this, especially Eric Ebron, man. Like, dude tweets all day. And he's dropping big passes, man. Like, what happened to that Eric Ebron that was, consistent, man? Like, Jesus, man. I mean, the Steelers needed this. We needed this L. And I told everybody that the Steelers were not going to go undefeated. We were going to lose eventually. And I was asking myself, when is the game that the old Pittsburgh Steelers that always lose to teams that they have no business losing to, when are they going to show up? You guys are pretty good, man. Even though you did lose to New York Giants twice, I still don't really know who's going to win the division. I still like the Giants, just, a little bit, but I think you guys are up there, man. But, I mean, I'm really eager to see what happens, man. But, the Steelers needed this.
That's respect. I'm going to say two things, and I'm going to record my post-game video. Two, Pittsburgh, although they lost, this increased their Super Bowl chances even more. Why? Because a 16-0 team going into the playoffs, it's so much pressure on you. You lose a game, you're comfortable. You're back to reality. But 15-0, 14-0 going to the playoffs, whatever it is, it's so much pressure. It's just like, why? It's like, well, we have to live up to the expectation. If we don't, we're going to lose. This loss, believe it or not, helped y'all. Y'all still going to get the first round bye. You have an easy schedule, somewhat easy schedule here. I don't know if you guys still play the Browns again, but come on now, it's the Browns. I still believe the Browns are phony. I really do. I think the Browns are phony. That offensive line, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, right? It's cool. But that defensive line of Pittsburgh, I don't know what's Spillane going now. He looked like he was okay, but I don't know what's Spillane going now. That really.
Bro, what really irritated me, man. J.D. McKissick, man. Jesus freaking Christ, bro. Like, you thought we would have learned. You see, this is what I give kudos to Washington for. Washington and Montez on that last drive knew where Big Ben was going. He knew Big Ben won that quick out. Meanwhile, the Steelers defense, you got Vince Williams and everybody and their mama can't stop J.D. McKissick. Like, literally, he had like the last 8 catches of the freaking game. No, everybody knew that J.D. McKissick was going to run a flat. He was going to hit the sideline. We still didn't get nobody over. Don't even get me started on that terrible 4th down call. 4th and 1. And we have Anthony McFarland going out one-on-one coverage on the linebacker. Like, that's not the matchup you want. I don't know if our offensive coordinator, Randy Fichtner, thought that that was Le'Veon Bell or something like that. But I mean, man, listen, man. Pittsburgh was going to lose eventually. This is the game. You know, you guys won. I'm not going to make any excuses. You know, listen, Pittsburgh, it was going to come in the bottom in the butt eventually, man. Like, this is a well-deserved victory on Washington. I'm not going to make any excuses, man. Like, you guys showed up to play. And, you know, people act like I said that Pittsburgh is going to blow out Washington. Like, I said 27-13 is my score prediction. I just chose the wrong team on the other end. But, I mean, you guys played really well, man. The defensive line really played well, even though you guys didn't get any sacks. Like, you guys, Chase Young, he's a monster, man. Like, you know, the Steelers had to lose eventually, man. So, I mean, this is a good win for you guys, man. I tell people this all the time. I say in the month of December, man, like, this is where the good teams start to separate themselves. Like, throw all the records aside, man. Like, the real NFL season begins after Thanksgiving. It doesn't matter what you did before the season started. It doesn't matter how you started the season out. What matters is how you finish, man. And right now, the NFC East, which was looking like a really terrible division, it's now starting to heat up. The Giants and Washington are both playing some really good football right now, man. So, I mean, you guys deserve this win, man. It was a good win, man. You guys, Pittsburgh couldn't close out the game, man, and eventually came back to bottom in the butt.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you for, obviously owning up to what you said you were going to do. If you would have won, you would have called. If you would have lost, you would have called. You did exactly that. One thing I am going to say before I get out of here and record my post-game video is, yeah, you said you still have New York as your favorite. Mind you, 2 hour head-up matches. We lost the first game in the Meadowlands because Ron Rivera decided to go for 2. Bad idea, in my opinion. The second game, we lost by 3, and we had 5 turnovers. Just imagine if we didn't get enough. Defense is legit. I honestly do. Patrick Graham is doing a good job. But hear me out. We have the 49ers this week. The Giants have, I believe, Arizona. Arizona's on a 2-game losing streak, but if you think about it all year long, Arizona's been on a 2-game losing streak, then a 2-game win streak. I'm not saying they don't have a chance to win that game, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lost. Then after that, we have Seattle, who just showed us that we shouldn't be scared of them, and we just knocked off the best team in the NFL. So why should we be scared of them? And then after that, I believe that the Giants have either the Browns or Baltimore. That's a loss in my opinion. With Lamar Jackson coming back, we want to see how he plays tomorrow. But I think that's a loss. And it's going to come down to Week 17. Us versus Philly and New York versus the Cowboys. That's my theory. But I think, I'm not going to say we're going to go 9-7, but after this win, we have no reason to not believe we can go 9-7 down this final stretch.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I got no excuse, man. No people saying what's the excuse? No running game. It's no excuses, man. The Steelers lost this game fair and square, man. The Steelers haven't been executing all that well over the last couple of weeks. And eventually it was going to show, like, we had guys dropping in passes. We had Eric Ebron dropping key passes, man. It just was poor execution on Pittsburgh's part, man. No excuses, man. The Steelers finally had, their lackluster play come up to bottom in the butt. And this is what Pittsburgh needed. Like, when Kansas City lost to Las Vegas Raiders, that's what they needed to jumpstart their season, man. So the Steelers right now, man, this loss is going to be really big, man. So now I want to see how we bounce back against Buffalo next week, man. That's going to be the game that everybody's going to be watching. That pretty much is going to be the game of the year in the NFL right now, man. But I mean, they say 11-0 was a fraud. You just because you lose one game doesn't mean you're a fraud. Like I told everybody, like people ask me this every week, like, JT, do you think the Steelers are going to go 16-0? And I told people, no, we're going to lose eventually. So like, nothing is wrong being 11-0. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs barely beat the Denver Broncos. They barely beat the Carolina Panthers. So, I mean, I don't see nobody talking about that. Nobody's calling Kansas City a fraud, even though they barely beat Denver. They only scored 1 touchdown. Like, they weren't all that great, man. So, I mean, I'm really excited for what happens after this loss, man. Like, I think the Steelers needed a reality check, man. And hopefully we're able to learn from this and bounce back, man. But I'm interested to see in the divisional, matchup heat up between you guys with New York and Washington both trying to make it into the playoffs. Both of you guys are really hot right now, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. But just look at it like this, and I'm going to get out of here. It's a monkey off you guys' back. I don't think you guys are going to lose another game this season.
I hope not, man. Take care.
Hey, you too, man. Hopefully we can get on each other's channels soon, man. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. That was Juan Gotti Sports on there. Make sure that you guys go ahead and check him out. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put his channel on the live stream, so you guys can go ahead and check him out. Yeah, man, that was a really disappointing loss for Pittsburgh, but I mean, a well-deserved loss, man. And I mean, there's a lot of Ravens fans talking smack. Let me tell you guys, for all you Ravens fans, you guys need to worry about making it to the playoffs, because at least the Steelers' spot in the playoffs is secured. We don't even know if you guys are even going to make it to the playoffs, so worry about making the playoffs first before you talk smack against Pittsburgh. You guys swept by Pittsburgh this year. I don't want to hear nothing from you Ravens fans, man. Like, you guys are 0-2 against Pittsburgh. Let me know the next time the Baltimore Ravens win a playoff game, okay? The Baltimore Ravens haven't won a playoff game since I was in middle school. All right? I'm 18 years old. Now, the last time the Ravens won a playoff game, I was 12 or 13 years old. So, miss me with all that ish, man. For real. Ravens fans. You gotta love them. You gotta love them. Yeah, man, but I'm gonna go ahead and link Juan Gotti's channel in the comment section, so you guys can go ahead and check him out. I'm not gonna be on here for too long, man. My connection is kind of unstable right now, but you know, Steelers deserve to lose this game, man. This is what happens when you can't really close out teams. You got wide receivers dropping passes. Eric Ebron, did he even catch a single pass this game, man? Like, I don't even know. I mean, terrible, man. Yeah, but I just pinned Juan Gotti Talking Sports channel up there, so you guys make sure to go ahead and check that out, man. But I mean, man, that is absolutely crazy, man. You had Cameron Sutton. I mean, we finally got to see Justin Lane and Cameron Sutton, see what they were able to do. I didn't even know Steven Nelson was out, so we finally were able to see what our future can look like at cornerback with Cameron Sutton and Steven Nelson. I don't think Cameron Sutton played bad. Aside from that one bad play, I think he played pretty good. He did have a mixed interception opportunity that he let slip by, but I think Cameron Sutton, aside from that one big play that he gave up, I feel like he played pretty decent. Justin Lane, didn't really see that much of him because he didn't really get targeted when he came in the game late. But I mean, Robert Spillane, he's injured. Don't really know what his injury status is going to look like going into next week. I'm pretty sure that Joe Hayden is most likely going to miss the game against Buffalo because he suffered a concussion during this game, so he's probably going to be out. So we're going to be without two of our best corners. Cameron Sutton is going to start in place of Steven Nelson, and it looks like Justin Lane is going to end up starting for Joe Hayden. So I mean, I'm really looking forward to what the Steelers do against Buffalo, man. Like I said, for me, after a team loss, I always want to see the response. And there's a lot of people blowing up my phone right now. You got Ravens fans that's talking crap, even though they're not even going to make it to the playoffs right now. It's terrible right now, man. But I mean, nobody. I got my guy Juice Alert hit me up, man. This guy, listen, people have been choosing the Pittsburgh Steelers to lose for like 13 weeks straight, man. Like, I can't really believe all the hate, man. But nobody likes to see teams that are doing good. But this is a reality check for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They needed this loss. I'm pretty sure Mike Tomlin's going to talk about this in locker room. But I'm not going to hold you guys too long, man. I don't think the Steelers are going to lose to Buffalo next week. I'm just going to be honest with you. The Steelers coming off a loss, I doubt they lose to Buffalo next week. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. But I do think that the Steelers are going to be able to pull off the victory against Buffalo. Like, I said that the Steelers are going to end up losing the game eventually. Okay, I never said the Steelers were going to go 16-0. I said that the Steelers were going to eventually lose 2 or 1 games at best this year. So, Pittsburgh got a loss that they needed. But, I mean, look, man. The Steelers have played, 13 straight weeks without 10 weeks without a bye week, man. So, I mean, listen. The Steelers were going to lose eventually. But I don't think the Steelers are going to lose back-to-back games with the way this team has played this year. I think that the Steelers should be able to beat Buffalo. But we'll see, man. Anything can happen, man. And I misspelled game. I put game. Nobody's even going to talk about that typo, man. But, thank you guys for watching, man. If you guys are new, make sure that you like the live stream, subscribe to the channel, and I'm about to head off here, man. I'm finna finish watching the 49ers and Buffalo game, and I'll see you guys with a video tomorrow, man. Thank you guys for checking out the channel. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JTSports_. Once again, my Instagram and Twitter is both JTSports.